Most of the time, your intuition or your deep inner feeling or your gut instinct, whatever you want to call it, it is quiet and it's calm. It's non-urgent. It will calmly say the thing that it needs you to know, the truth it needs you to hear. And if you ignore it, it will just as calmly watch you ignore it and watch whatever happens because you ignored it. And then it will say it again, or it'll say what you need to hear the next time. It's usually very calm, keeps it very cute, very demure. And it really is just waiting on you to pay attention to what it's trying to tell you as long as it takes, right? And I hope the sound is okay as I'm saying all of this because my phone had a run-in with some water today and we're just working through it. But here's the thing. Sometimes your intuition, your deep inner feeling has to get your attention. It is imperative right now in this situation for you to know something and act on it. It's a matter of your safety. It's a matter of your health. It's a matter of your personal well-being. And in those situations, it can establish itself as a roar or a staticky sensation inside of you in your head or coming up from your heart center or wherever you feel it, however you feel it. But it basically cuts you off from the rest of your senses. And usually this happens in a situation where you are not safe in some way. And so it's like the worst possible time to cut you off, but usually from your senses. But it's usually because you have been ignoring a situation for so long or not admitting it to yourself for so long, or not seeing reality for what it is for so long that it has gotten to an untenable level. It has gotten to something that cannot sustain anymore. So when it comes in with that roar, you can feel like you can feel guilty about it later, especially if you're a sensitive, you're an empath, you're a deep feeling person, you can feel guilty later because you're usually so in tune with your emotions, usually so in tune with your senses, usually so in tune with yourself. And then it presents as like an angry roar or like a confused roar or just like you can't access your senses. And later it's easy to feel guilty or embarrassed or ashamed about it because you're like, why did I freeze up? Why did I couldn't speak, I couldn't think. But it's because in that moment, your deep inner feeling was trying to get your attention to pay attention to reality of what's going on around you, because there's something you really need to know and it has to speak up. It just has to get your attention. But since either you haven't been listening to it or you haven't been listening to it and acting on it when it comes to this particular truth that you've had like your rose-colored glasses on about, or you've had some sugar coating on about for yourself, you've been projecting positivity onto it that is actually your own positivity and not positivity for the situation, then it comes in as that static or like can't really hear clearly. It's just trying to get your attention. So when that happens, it's asking you to tune in, to dial in. It's like a radio dial, to dial in and really listen and get quiet and ignore the outside world. It's really hard because in the moment it comes in, you're usually in a real life outside world situation. But it's asking you to get quiet, go within, listen to what it's trying to tell you, because now it's urgent. Now it is an emergency. Now there are sirens and things going on around it. But the more that when you experience this, and the more in general that you tap in and you listen to your deep inner feeling and what it's trying to tell you, and when you get that feeling, you understand it, you listen to it, and you trust that it's telling you the truth and you act on it, the more often you do that, the more clear and accurate it will get every time afterward. And even if you're already experienced with listening to your intuition or your deep inner feeling, when it tells you a new truth, sometimes we have to do it all over again. And that's fine too. It is trying to get your attention. It is trying to keep you in your power. And it's trying to keep you using your beautiful gifts for the benefit of yourself and the world, and not in situations that would seek to take it from you. I see you. I appreciate you.